Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dialed In, the new NFL podcast that you can actually dial into and be a part of. If you're interested in that, all you gotta do is click the link that's in the live chat and it'll bring you on screen with myself, Michael, and Joe. Speaking of which, I want to introduce my co-host. We got Michael over at Little Card Collection. How you doing, brother?
Great, man. How are you?
Good, man. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank
And
you
then
for having. Thank you. Thank you.
we also got John over at Firestarter Breaks. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing excellent. How about yourself?
Awesome, man. Great to have you as well.
Ziggy.
Ziggy, welcome, Sean.
Man. We got Sean in the house.
Sean, the
He
Jedi
was
Master.
5-7 last week. Hopefully,
Thank you,
we
sir.
did better than that. I know there was definitely a few games that I missed out on, but definitely appreciate you being here, Sean. This was a big week. I guess before we even get started, let's talk a little bit about the trade deadline. I got NFL.com pulled up here, and there's a lot of different trades that went down today that we need to discuss. I was a little disappointed my Steelers were not more active today. I was really hoping for a new wide receiver, but just the top headlines are the Jets acquire a defensive back from the Chargers, Jasir uh, Taylor, for a 2028 conditional seventh round pick. Chargers get a offensive tackle, so they got Trevor Penning from the Saints, who got a sixth round pick in 2027 for him. The Cowboys make a big move. They picked up Quinnen Williams, the defensive tackle from the Jets. They send Maisie Smith, a 2026 second round pick, a 2027 first round pick over to the Jets.
Now
So
that 2027 first round pick is actually the better of the Cowboys or Packers
okay,
because they own the Packers draft pick from the Micah Parsons trade. So we actually get the better of the two.
nice. That's actually pretty decent, especially if they draft good. I mean, some of the players that they traded away are guys that they drafted. So if they continue to draft players of that caliber, this might be an okay thing. But I mean, they're in rebuild mode, so they kind of have no choice but to piece out some of these guys. But it's got to hurt to see guys like Quentin Williams go. It's going to really just I don't know much about Maisie Smith in comparison, but that's got to leave kind of a hole in your interior. Looks like the Bears traded for Joe Tryon Shoyinka, and they got a seventh round pick. Browns got a sixth round pick. Seahawks got themselves a big play receiver. This is a guy who was kind of hoping the Steelers might go after. Is Rashid Shaheed. He's going to Seattle for a fourth and a fifth round pick. Jets trade Sauce Gardner to the Colts. I was actually surprised to see this one too. They got a 2026 first round pick, a 2027 first round pick, and Adonai Mitchell. So that should be a pretty decent pairing with Garrett Wilson. So that'll be interesting to see. How do you feel about this trade, Michael?
Great. And even with the Quinn and William one, I believe after Sauce got traded, Quinnen actually went to them and said, "Hey, I'd like to be traded." That was in there. Here, I think you look at it, so you get two first round picks, and Mitchell I think was a second round pick, last year. Look, somebody calls you and wants to give you two first round draft picks for a cornerback, and you're 1-7 going nowhere. I know who the guy is. When you look at his overall numbers, they have, they're not as good as they used to be. Yes, he's only in his, you know, um, fourth year, I believe, so from that standpoint. But, to rack up three first round picks and a second round pick, which gives us, three first rounders in 2027, which by all accounts, that's supposed to be a stacked draft. You know,
A quarterback.
the truth is, and I was on a live stream, a Jets live stream, just in the chat, and I said, I said, I hate to say it, but now we really need to suck, right? We can't be winning a lot of games now over the next 2 years. You know, I mean,
What's up,
dude,
Big John? Good to see you, man. Happy birthday.
What's up, Big John?
2, 3 wins, so that, when you think about, the next, 20 plus games are really gonna suck, but gotta have it.
Yep. Definitely see that. I mean, on the plus side, losing those guys on defense, they're going to probably give up a lot more points now. So you have the
Yeah.
opportunity to suck a whole lot worse.
Yep.
So make them picks more valuable and potentially, get you guys, Arch Manning or someone like that eventually. That'd be kind of cool.
And Quinnen Williams, unfortunately, is not the same player than before he got paid. It seemed that he got paid and things changed.
Mhm.
You look at his overall numbers and everything. I mean, when they played Tampa, who had 4 undrafted, linemen playing, I don't even think he got. I know he didn't get a sack. I'm not even sure if he got a pressure. And if you're that great and you're like, everybody's thinking of you as, a next tier below, of the modern D tackles of like Aaron Donald and below Aaron Donald and stuff like that, and you don't get to the quarterback multiple times when you're working with UDFA's and you were the 7th overall pick. So good.
Yeah.
I'm extremely happy with the way today went.
Yeah, you guys have a real opportunity if you draft smart to like really turn this thing around big time. Um, I was, like I said, not as happy. This was one of the first dominoes that fell today that I was like, dang, it's not going the Steelers' way. Because for the past week and a half, all I kept hearing out of local reports is the Steelers are trying to get Jacoby Myers. And then I heard that the Jags got him for a 4th and a 6th. I'm like, come on, Steelers. You could have given up a 4th and a 6th for this guy.
Agreed.
But man, like that would have been like a pretty decent upgrade to the offense. But I guess they're pretty satisfied to roll out there with 27 tight ends, which is kind of what they do every week. And now they're also throwing the offensive lineman. I don't know if you've seen Spencer Anderson get a catch this past week or the week
Yeah, I
before,
did.
how it was. But it was just like, it's hilarious. But yeah, I was bummed though we didn't get one of the receivers. I was hoping with the Jaden injury, there might have been a chance for Steelers to pick up like a Debo Samuels off of Washington, but I guess they're going to hold tight. Then the only other trade today that really happened was the Cowboys traded for Logan Wilson from the Bengals for a 7th round pick. So not too bad.
No, I was surprised that there wasn't more action from the Saints. I'm really surprised that they kept all of their guys. And honestly, I would have thought they would have kept Rashid and maybe looked to get rid of Olave. But
Mhm.
I was surprised, that they didn't go ahead and and sell a little bit more, to try and lock in, that first overall pick. And you know, everybody, and Sean has said it, said Arch Manning isn't going anywhere. I don't know. The Saints have the overall number 1 pick. Is there any temptation for him to go ahead and come out?
Potentially. I mean, could be like a thing like Caitlin Clark saw that the Fever were going to be number 1. She still had a year she could have won back, but she wanted to go to Indiana,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I still see Arch staying, where he's at for at least another year. Just with NIL being as good as it is right now, I don't think he's that incentivized to go to New Orleans and suck.
Well, but the thing is unless somebody thinks they're an Arch Manning away and
Mhm.
trades up, he's gonna go to a team that sucks.
True.
I mean, you think about it. Peyton went to the Colts. They were not like, holy cow, before Peyton got there. We see what his grandfather did. His father went, he was a good college quarterback. He went to the Saints. You see what happened there. You know, Eli. I mean, he didn't go to, the Giants weren't a great team when Eli went there. I think what they had the fourth pick. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they, but I mean, they made the trade because San Diego took him, number one. So,
Yeah.
When you're a good player in college, whether, in football, basketball, a little different, right? Because you have the lottery, you could go ahead and go to a decent team. Look
Yeah.
at Cooper Flagg going to Dallas with
I
friggin'
know.
AD and Kyrie there, right? But
I know.
most of these guys, look at Cam Ward, look at Caleb Williams, what you got, what the benefit is if they get the cap space, they bring in like an arch in, they go, okay, hey, for 5 years, we got our window to spend and bring in
Mhm.
all the talent around it. I mean, that seems the way, all these teams are being built, right? The ones that believe they have their franchise quarterback, they go ahead and they get that guy and they bring in some names and stuff like that to see what happens, and they go from there.
Very true.
But by
This,
the same token, you can't go ahead and I was even some of the people Jets, they're going, oh man, if they're going to trade Sauce, they're going to trade Quinn Williams, and they might as well what they got to be thinking of trading Breece Hall, they got to be thinking of trading Garrett Wilson, and the truth is no, you can't. Because you can't leave hey, Kenneth,
so
you
Kenneth,
can't leave the cupboard bare if you're bringing in a young quarterback. If the thought process is we're going to draft a quarterback this year, which I hope they don't. I hope they wait until 27 because I think the better quarterbacks are going to be available in 2027, potential franchise quarterbacks, than there are going to be that potentially come out in this draft. You you can't leave you can't leave the cupboard completely bare. You got to have some ingredients in there so the chef can at least attempt to make a halfway decent meal.
isn't it weird how like really good quarterbacks, kind of come in batches like that? You know what I mean? Like you think back to like the years, like you just brought up like the what was it, 2004, where it was Eli, Rivers, Big Ben.
Big
I think
Ben.
there was one other good quarterback that came out that year too. There was a couple busts, but I think there might have been one other good one that came out that year. But like even like the Marino year, there was a bunch of good ones.
Yep.
Most recently, 2020 was like a plethora of just amazing quarterbacks. You look even into the second round, you got guys like Love and Hurts that are just like putting the NFL on fire right now.
Yeah.
So, but then you got other years like 2022 where you might get lucky with Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy panning out, but like the rest of the quarterbacks are just kind of busts already.
Mhm.
Like it's just really weird how there's some years that are just like the talent is everywhere, and then some years where it's just like really, really sparse.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's yeah, it's got to be tough. I wonder how, you wonder what goes through the GM's minds when they are looking at it. Is it, hey, wow, we can take a young quarterback in this draft. Something happens and they suck again, and there's somebody better.
Mm-hmm.
Do they go ahead and jump at it? Does the way the salary cap work now, or the way the rookie slotting works now,
That's what the Bears did.
does it make it easier to move on? Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah. So
Like if you don't think your guy, like they had Fields who was looking decent with them, you don't think he is like the guy, and you have the number one pick, and you can pick your guy, then why not? You know what I mean? Especially if you can turn around and get something for the other guy, which is possible in
yep.
a lot of these cases. So with Sean saying that he went 5-7 last week. I was wondering where do we stack amongst that, and who was the best last week?
Well, Sean's missing 2 games because there were 14 games last week. Actually, everybody did pretty good. ChatGPT, John, and me, we went 9-5. Anthony kicked ass again, 11-3.
Wow.
So
Nice.
after 9 weeks, John 14 games above 500 at 74-60. I'm 30 games above 500 at 82-52. And Anthony is 42 games above 500 at 88-46. Well, John,
You said me and you went 9-5.
yeah,
How come I come up with 10-4? What game did I mess up on?
you picked the Falcons, you picked Green Bay, you picked the Colts, the Lions, and your hometown heroes.
Who'd the Falcons play?
The Patriots.
That's where it is. Figures. So I think I saw that they were winning it, and of course, that's all right. Yeah.
But we're gonna need a massive collapse, John, for you and I to catch Anthony.
What happened?
Still a lot of season left. Hey, we're going to need another massive collapse if we're going to catch ChatGPT. So, and speaking of which, this week we have. Sorry to bring this up in a moment of you just losing Jaden Daniels, but this week we're playing the Cowboys. But on the plus side, you have the opportunity to beat the Cowboys. So
I'm okay. I was happy they lost last night. They didn't gain any ground on us at all. So,
well, what are your feelings on the injury, John?
I mean, they say that he could be back within 3 to 6, but I personally would rather than just bench him for the rest of the year, let him rest up, play with Mariota. Mariota's not that terrible. I mean, do we go? I mean, there's potential for us to do 10-7, possibly make the playoffs. We're not going to win the division unless the Eagles just fall apart, which could happen with Eagles.
I mean, the blessing in disguise is that it was his left arm.
Yeah, and it's just dislocated. There was no other damage done to it, so
yeah.
I was joking with
I think he could have been pulled before that. Personally, when you're losing that bad, don't leave him in.
Yeah, I would love to know the real rationale of Dan Quinn. I know it's I mean, you can't think you're going to win, because if you were going to win, you wouldn't have punted the series before, right?
Exactly.
Down 38-7 or wherever it was, right? So I just wonder what the true thought process was in what he was thinking about in keeping him in. Now,
he did apologize. He did say that he made the wrong decision. He did come back out and But
I can understand if you go ahead and you say, all right, look, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to run the ball, just bring the clock down to the end, hand it to the running back, and go. There was no need for an RPO at that point.
Right.
So just hand it to the running back. If we get first downs, great. If not, just bleed the clock, run the play clock down to 2 seconds, call hike, and go from there.
And I mean, we didn't just lose him. I mean, we lost McCaffrey to a broken clavicle, whatever it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Marshawn Lynch, Lattimore, I could care less. He tore his ACL. I wish we never got him. He just penalty filled and a lot of just missed tackles. So I was hoping we were going to do some trading to get a couple of wide receivers in, but it is what it is.
I think the wide receiver market in the trade area, I think it was one of those ones where people knew that guys wanted wide receivers, And if you're going to call me up asking for my player, I'm going to make you pay. I mean, that's what happened with the Sauce Gardner. See, what happened what happened was the Colts called up the Browns trying to get Denzel Ward. And the Browns were like, nope. They picked up the phone, called the Jets, and said, hey, we'll give you 2 1s for Sauce. And the Jets went, yeah, okay, thank you very much. Hurry up, let's process this before you realize what you just did.
Right.
Because in today's day and age, it's very rare to go ahead. I mean, Micah Parsons went for 2 number 1s.
I mean, I know we gave a lot away when we picked up these old guys, but I mean, we could have went after Jacoby as well because they only got draft picks for him, right?
Yeah.
So it's like he would have helped even with because we have Terry's not even sure if they're going to have him play this next game against the Lions. I mean, you just have so many people out; it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So what we got here? All right. Staubach.
I think the first 2 are kind of easy.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Well, at least the first one's definitely easy. I'm going Troy Aikman. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Other than that, it'd be like Tony Romo or like Dak Prescott or something like that.
I think you got to take Super Bowl champ there of Troy Aikman. I'm not,
I'm surprised they didn't, to be honest.
The only thing I would have there with Dak is the running ability, the scrambling, because Troy really didn't do a whole lot of that. But Troy's a good choice too.
What was your easy choice for running back, Michael?
Dorsett.
Yeah.
I don't know who else you would really choose. I mean, you did have Herschel Walker for a little bit, but I don't know if you'd choose Herschel Walker over Tony D.
Yeah,
no, you got to go Dorsett here.
The other one I was thinking was a newer one in Zeke Elliott, but he's definitely no Tony Dorsett. A wide receiver, they got the playmaker, but I was thinking of T.O. because they had him for a decent chunk there with the Tony Romo years.
Oh, wow, that would be a good. Yeah, I forgot about him.
There you go with the newer guy, as
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, or even
would be good. Even
I don't want to say the guy that you guys let go, but
George Pickens,
because he's been firing it up lately, although they still lost. But
Des Bryant.
Yeah, there you go. Des Bryant's another one.
Man, I didn't think of T.O. My mind went to Des Bryant, CD and Des.
Yeah.
But
who had the better speed out of those two, though?
T.O., the Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Let's go. T.O.
had the ability to throw a long ball.
I don't know. I'm open to you guys.
I'm thinking T.O. I hated the guy, but
you might have hated him, but he loved him some him.
Yeah, he loved himself a lot, yes.
So tight end, they have Witten, who I think is probably the guy. But the guy they have now is pretty good.
Ferguson
or whatever. I'm
just trying to think off the top of my head. I really don't. I can't think of another tight end for them.
Jay Novich.
Without opening up a browser and looking.
Oh, dude, Mike Ditka. Didn't Mike Ditka play for them?
No, he played for the Bears, didn't he?
He coached the Bears. Wasn't he a Cowboy?
Now it's Cowboy.
He joined them in 1969 after playing most of his career with the Bears.
Jay Novacek.
Yeah, Novacek was really good too.
I mean the best tight ends in history. They have Novacek, Well, they have whatever this website is. They have Novacek first and Wittens too. Jay Novacek is. I mean, yeah.
I'd be down for him. He was Aikman's tight end, right?
Yep.
That synergy. You good with that, John? Offensive line, they have Larry Allen. There's a bunch of decent offensive linemen I was looking at. Same time Larry Allen was there, they had nasty Nate Newton, who'd be a good one. They also current players would be like Zach Martin, who's like an all-pro guard, or like Tyron Smith, who's like a dominant left tackle. Those are some of the guys I was looking at. Even like Rayfield Wright was there.
So yeah, they picked Larry. Yeah,
Larry Allen's definitely the top guy, but
Rayfield Wright drafted as a tight end, converted to a tackle. He was a premier tackle. Zach Martin, one of the best blocking guards in history. Number of statistics. Before 2023, Martin had just as many holding penalties, 7, as Pro Bowl appearances, 7. Wow.
Oh, dang.
I don't know. I mean, Rayfield Wright is fine. Zach Martin is fine. I don't know enough to know which one of these guys would be is going to help us the most. I would think with the guys they have, you probably want a Zach Martin or a Rayfield Wright, guys that were actually, really, really good. I mean, Rayfield Wright, I don't know. I lean more towards him just looking at what I'm reading over here of
he's probably the top guy of all time because he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I was looking a little bit at Tyron Smith just because he's a left tackle, and I feel like sometimes they get a little favored. But Rayfield's the better overall player, I think. So maybe we go with him. And kicker, this is one I really have done like zero research on because it's a kicker.
What the hell are they chasing him for? Like how?
I don't even know who the Raphael Stepien is.
Yeah. I would think you'd go with Dan Bailey, right?
He's the top guy on my list.
I mean, Stephen was a 10th round pick for the New Orleans Saints at one time.
The funny thing is, on my list, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down. He's the 9th best kicker on the Dallas Cowboys list.
Yeah, I would go with the guy who. I think.
Might as well go with the top guy, right?
I think you'd go with Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey.
What about Aubrey?
Pretty damn good. I think he's made the most field goals in their history.
Who's that, Aubrey or the Dan Bailey guy we had?
Oh, Bailey.
That's what I was thinking too.
They had all kinds of guys, man. They had Mike Vanderjack. They had Nick Folk, Mike Nugent. They had, Greg the Leg Zerline. They had a lot of dudes.
Yeah, they really have. So then we're looking at defensive ends. Trying to think of some of the big standouts that there have been over the years with Dallas.
DeMarcus Ware.
They have him drafted as an outside linebacker. I think Bob Lilly is he considered more of a nose
He's a
tackle?
defensive tackle.
Is he a tackle?
Yeah, that says.
I mean, Bob
Defensive-
Lilly is probably the best guy we could take here.
What
Defensive.
about Charles Haley? Or is he more of an linebacker?
He,
I mean, theoretically, you could probably
he was an outside
probably more
linebacker.
an inside guy,
Okay.
right? He's definitely a D end or a defensive tackle. Yeah, Haley,
DeMarcus Ware was a defensive end.
Yeah, I think DeMarcus Ware would be a really good pick.
well, they already drafted him as a linebacker.
Oh, they have him.
They got him as the outside linebacker.
Bullshit.
Too bad. Tell them they can't have him.
Harvey Martin.
I'm looking. I don't really see anybody that sticks out as a.
Oh, Haley was a defensive end, so we could have him and Bob Lilly. That's probably a decent way to go.
Yeah.
Why did they put him there? That makes no sense. Then we need outside linebacker.
Yeah, I was thinking Michael Parsons. I'm surprised. Well, I guess DeMarcus Ware is probably better currently.
Yeah, we could go ahead and take him. I mean, he did go ahead and play for them for a little bit.
I'm not seeing any names out here that.
Ken Norton Jr. would be. Oh, he was inside. Never mind.
Brady James, but I don't know how well he did.
I think we go ahead and use Micah Parsons. He played there long enough. He played there. I mean, it's not like he was there for one season. He played there for 4.
Then with the inside, do you go with the Ken Norton Jr. or do you go with like a what is that dude? Sean what was it, Sean Penn or
John Lee.
Sean Lee, that's it.
Inside. Leroy Jordan, they have him. That's they saying who they're the all-time number one for Cowboys was.
Remember Dat Win?
Mhm.
Yeah, I do. He is let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Sean Lee is 6th. They have Leroy Jordan, Chuck Howley, and D.D. Lewis as their top 3 all-time Dallas inside linebackers.
Yeah, they drafted Chuck Howley.
I think Leroy Jordan. Because Leroy Jordan played next to Chuck Howley. They played together.
Cornerback. Wow. Okay.
I hear it's like I don't know how they didn't take Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Who'd they take?
Mel Renfro.
Oh, Mel's pretty good.
Is he related to Hunter Renfro?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Let's
Safety.
see.
I was thinking like a Roy Williams, maybe, or I haven't actually looked up
Corner or at safety?
at safety.
Oh, hold on a
I was
second.
thinking Deion Sanders at
Yeah. Safety.
How about Darren Woodson?
he'd be a good one too.
Who do they have? Cliff Harris, huh?
Cliff Harris.
Yeah, Darren Woodson would be a really good one.
Yeah, the only other ones I see: Bill Bates, Roy Williams, Cornell Green, Mel Renfro.
They drafted him at cornerback.
I think Woodson's our best bet there.
I would agree.
And I'm going to say, I think we win this one by 3.
Yeah, I don't know about the score. I mean, I do think our defensive backs, although those guys are good, I'm not saying that. I just think our defensive backs should be able to handle Witten and Irvin. And I think Haley on one side and Parsons on the other.
Yeah, it's gonna be nasty.
But is Dorsett going to be able to get by Randy White and Too Tall Jones?
That'll be interesting to see. There's only one way to find out. We need to go to ChatGPT, where I've already plugged in our matchup. And let's go to the Battle of the Boys. Cowboy Legacy Bowl, AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Modern clock, classic toughness. The dome, 72 degrees Fahrenheit, roof closed. 80,000 roaring fans in silver and blue. First quarter, ChatGPT ChatGPT kicks off, Dowd in. Aikman opens up steady, short throws. Novacek for 8. Dorsett stretch play 11. Owens post route for 19. On third and goal, Randy White bursts through, sacks 8, forcing a field goal 3-0. ChatGPT stallback answers his signature improvisation. Emmett Smith 7-yard run. Witten across the middle for 12. Irvin fade for 31. Stallback with play action rollout TD to Witten 7-3. Drive 3 down in. Aikman hits Owens twice on crisp routes, but Chuck Howley intercepts a tipped pass at midfield. End of the first quarter, ChatGPT is up 7-3. Second quarter, Staubach capitalizes behind Larry Allen's road grading blocks. Emmett pounds 42 yards on a drive. Staubach scrambles on third and 4, flips a shovel pass to Irvin for a 6-yard touchdown, 14-3.
They didn't do shovel passes when Roger Staubach was playing. That's bullcrap.
Aikman responds. Dowdin's line anchored by Rayfield Wright and Bob Lilly finally steadies. Dorsett slashes and gains 18, 12, and 9. Owens hauls in a slant, drags defenders for 22. Play action fake. Aikman hits Novacek up the seam for a touchdown, 14-10. Halftime arrives after a late Stepien 47-yard field goal attempt clings off the upright, so they miss a field goal to in the half.
Ding!
Total yards is GPT has 214. We have 197. Passing, they have 136, and we have 121. Rushing, they have 78. We have 76. We have 1 turnover. We each have 1 sack, and they are winning the time of possession. So halftime, Staubach opens up the half methodically. Smith runs for 3 runs for 21 yards. Witten 2 receptions, 19 yards. But Micah Parsons explodes off the edge, strip sacking Staubach, recovered by Leroy Jordan. Dowden takes over at the 29. Dorsett bursts left, cuts inside for 18. Next play, fake. Aikman hits Owens in stride on a crossing route touchdown, 17-14. Staubach unfazed. He marches back with classic precision. Irvin toe tap, 17-yard grab. Witten short stick route for 8 yards. Emmett slashes from 4 yards. ChatGPT 21-17. End of the third. Fourth quarter, Dowden's ball. Aikman and Dorsett grind a long 12-play drive. Lilly pancakes Randy White on a third down. On second and goal, DeMarcus Ware stunts inside, sacks Aikman for an 8-yard loss. Dowden settles for a Dan Bailey 34-yard field goal. ChatGPT 21-20. Staubach clock drive. 6:12 left. Staubach runs his captain comeback magic. Draw to Emmett for 11. Quick out to Irvin for 14. Bootleg scramble for 9. He's 4 minutes off the clock before a Seppian 41-yard field goal. ChatGPT is winning 24-20. Final drive.
We got a chance.
Yay. With 132 left, Aikman is in 2-minute mode.
Oh.
Owens on the sideline with a 17-yard
Anthony,
hang on a minute. How is it a captain comeback when they're ahead? That's what I want to know. Bad wording. Sorry about that.
No, wording how? That's why it's a captain comeback. You're right. It should be captain.
You're winning 21-20.
Very true. Good call. ChatGPT also down here at the bottom. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info.
No kidding.
It's going to be one of those mistakes. Good catch there, boys. So Aikman's in 2-minute mode, hits Owens for a sideline grab for 17, Novacek for 12, Dorsett 7-yard draw. 22 seconds left from the 25-yard line. Aikman drops back, looks for Owens on the post, intercepted, Mel Renfro. He slides down at the 2-yard line to seal the game.
Damn it.
By 4. Final stats is Staubach has 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a fumble. Emmett has 102 yards and a touchdown. Irvin has 6 catches for 88 and a touchdown. Witten has 7 catches for 65 and a touchdown. Ware had a sack and a half. White had a sack. Renfro had the game-sealing interception. Aikman had 247 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Dorsett had 92 yards. T.O. had 108 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Novacek had 5 for 61 and a touchdown. Parsons had that sack. He had the forced fumble. Haley had a half sack, and Leroy Johnson had a recovery. The MVP was Staubach.
All right. Trade outs.
Look, it's already asked. Would you like me to simulate using Tony Romo? It already knows what we want to do.
No, I'd say put Dak in and see what happens with his running ability. Because I don't see. I mean, yeah, Romo had the gunslinging, but
all right. I'm gonna try to skip down to the
I
bottom.
was gonna say just skip to the bottom.
All right, Cowboys Legacy Bowl 2.0.
A fascinating twist. 14-14, 21-14, 28-21.
Dak kneels it out. So Dak would have had us win the game.
What was Dak's stats?
Dak had 298, 3
Damn.
touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 46 rushing yards, 1 rush touchdown.
Holy crap.
Dorsett had more yards too with 104.
Yeah.
Owens had more yards. Novacek had less, but I mean, and Parsons had 1.5 sacks at least.
Dion had an interception.
Yeah. So
Nice.
and they held Staubach to only 241 yards.
Yeah.
Dak finally gets a win.
Dak's the MVP.
Dak gets a win again, a win in a big game.
Yep.
It's about time. It only took a resimulation of our game for it to happen. You guys want to pick some teams going into this next week?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Who's on the docket for Thursday?
All right. So this week, Cincinnati, Dallas, Kansas City, and Tennessee are all on a bye. And we do have a Europe game. But starting the week off, it's the rivalry. The Las Vegas Raiders travel slightly to Denver, face the Broncos. Chat GPT has selected the Broncos. I just don't see the Broncos losing to the Raiders at home, so I'm taking the Broncos.
Same here.
Yeah, I also will take the Broncos.
Then
Now,
Sunday morning,
We have what, 14 games, right?
Sean is home. He's picking the Broncos.
we have 14 games.
So remember that, Sean. 14 games, not 12.
14. So we're in Berlin, newly acquired. Ahmad Sauce Gardner, new teammates, the Colts. They're considered the home team against the Atlanta Falcons.
Go with them ponies. They're hot.
In Berlin.
I think the ponies are going to look to bounce back hard after that Steelers loss.
Yeah, I got to give this to the Colts. It was a good game last week with the Steelers back and forth, so.
Yeah, they're a tough team. They have a lot of weapons.
Oh, you were 5-9. You typed in 5-7 last time.
Just say it, Sean. Don't worry, we still love you, brother.
Sean's also going with the Colts.
All right. Then we continue Sunday with the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the north to face the Minnesota Vikings. Chat GPT selects the visiting Baltimore Ravens.
As will I, because I believe Lamar will be back.
Well, Lamar was back last week, wasn't he?
I didn't think he was. Maybe he was.
Yeah, I think he was. I'm going to pick Minnesota because I hate the Ravens.
Well, you have. Yeah.
If there's any team that has a chance, I'm picking them.
Yeah, I think Lamar showed how much of a difference he is last week. I think you saw that in the Thursday night game. I think against the Dolphins. I think he makes Henry better. I'm really surprised that they didn't make any more moves, but I guess I'm not, from one of those types of things. So, but I'm gonna go with the Ravens. The Buffalo Bills.
Sean's taking the Ravens as well.
Sean takes the Ravens. Buffalo Bills travels to Miami Beach, South Florida, to face the Dolphins. Chat GPT has selected the Dolphins.
Right.
Sorry, haven't they stuck with the Bills? My bad.
I was going to say, they're really off today.
They wanted to take one underdog.
Yeah. I will take the Bills in this one as well. I just think that the Dolphins just don't have it together this year, and the Bills do. So
I agree. Bills for me as well.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, this is one of those games. You look at it from standpoint. Miami got a bunch of calls today. They said, about Waddle, about Brady Chubb and stuff, and they said no, no, no. So Sean is going with the Bills too, and I too.
Although this could be an upset of the week, though.
Yes, it's very possible. It could be that gotcha game.
Yeah.
And then this game, it's not. I mean, it's not even watchable. Cleveland Browns against the New York Jets.
I wanted to pick the Jets for get their second win, but I am going with the Browns.
yeah, before the Jets traded away like every single player that could stop the Browns, I would have picked them. But because of that, I'm going to pick the Browns. The Browns are too dumb to tank.
I'm going to go with Browns also. I just think the team is going to be. I think there will be a little deflation in some of the guys. The Brees Halls, the Jermaine Johnsons. I think I think they're a little. Down. A little bit bummed out. They lost some of their guys. But Chat GPT has picked the New York Jets.
So did Sean.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, they head west, play the Houston Texans. ChatGPT selects the Texans.
I am going to go with Sean's team as well, taking the Texans.
Unfortunately, Sean, I'm going to pick I'm going to go the other way just because of the big trade for at wide receiver this past week. I think that might, push this one over the edge. So,
maybe.
But yeah, it's going to be a close game. I just for your sake, I hope your team wins. But I just have a gut feeling that it might go the other way.
Texans, but if CJ doesn't play, what happened to CJ? Did he get hurt?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that.
I'm gonna go Jacksonville. I don't know why. I don't know. I just think I don't know. I don't know why.
You want to see T-Law to Jacoby Myers?
Potentially game of the week here. New England Patriots travel to Tampa Bay, Florida. Face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are coming off of a bye week. ChatGPT has selected the Patriots.
I'm going with the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think the Bucks at home. I don't get me wrong. I think the Patriots are they right now. I mean, they are the surprise team. I just think the Bucks get a little healthy that bye week, and I think that helps them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. If there's a good team playing the Patriots, I have to pick them. So
Yep.
the Bucks.
Shawnee goes for the Bucks.
Clean sweep outside of ChatGPT on that.
Another game that is potentially completely unwatchable. The New Orleans Saints travel to Charlotte, North Carolina to face the Carolina Panthers.
Panthers. All day
Yeah.
Panthers.
Panthers.
Yeah, I don't know how the Saint ChatGPT took the Carolina Panthers also. I don't know how I don't know how the Saints. I think the Saints are going to be starting their rookie, right? Or did he or continue starting him?
Yeah, I
Just
think
traded
so.
away one of their wide receivers. I don't really see a whole lot of incentive to go ahead and win. Shawnee takes the Panteras. The New York Giants travel to face the monsters of the Midway, the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
ChatGPT says the Bears.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bears as well. Man, like Caleb Williams caught a touchdown last week. I don't know if you guys caught that, but like there's just something going on there in Chicago. I think that momentum is going to continue. Although I think it's going to be a close game because Jackson Dart's just one of them players that's exciting, but I think he's lost too much of his weapons around him. So for that reason, I think Chicago is going to be too much to handle. Sean's also taking the Bears.
I'm taking the Bears too, but I think I could see it being a barn burner of a game.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Jackson Dart doing some things. Scatterbo, going ahead and being hurt, I think does go ahead and affect the Giants. But I think I'm just giving the nod to the Bears more because they're at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going with the G-Men. I just think they'll be able to beat them.
I said ChatGPT took the Bears. Arizona Cardinals travel to the Pac Northwest to face the Seattle Seahawks. I guess right now sounds like Kyler Murray is going to be out another week. Personally, I don't know if that matters. Sam Darnold, I don't know what I mean, you talk about a guy who's who has found himself the last 2 years between what he did in Minnesota and what he's doing in Seattle right now. I'm taking the Hawks.
Yeah, dude, me too. They're the real deal, and they just got another receiver. So
Yeah.
he got another weapon. The Seahawks are a legit team. They could legitimately go to the Super Bowl this year.
I'm going Seahawks as well.
As is Sean.
All right.
ChatGPT picking the Seahawks too?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ChatGPT.
Everybody took a clean sweep. Detroit Lions travel to the nation's capital to face the Washington Redskins. ChatGPT has selected the Detroit Lions with Jaden being hurt, Terry being hurt. I'm going to go with the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, no offense, man. With all of your team being injured, especially Jaden, like if Jaden was there, I don't really care who else is around. You guys have a chance. Without Jaden, it's going to be much more difficult. So I think that it's going to be too much for them to overcome.
I'm not going to pick against my team.
I know you're not.
if we can get Terry back, at least that's one. I mean, Debo's there, but he's not really. He's done something, but I mean, I think if we can get Terry back, if we don't win, we're going to keep it close because Mariota can still run.
Yeah, Mariota's decent, and honestly, Detroit's been such a letdown for me this year. You know what I mean? There's been so many weeks I've picked them, and they've just sucked.
Wait a minute. Is that a day game or a night game?
Hold 1 second, please.
I can't remember. I should know this, but I looked at just earlier. But
Let's see. The schedule says that game. Where is it now? Come on, Washington towards the bottom. Come on. 4:25 p.m.
okay, so it's not a primetime game. We have a shot because we can't win primetime games.
Okay.
So you got a shot.
All right. Another good game here potentially. Los Angeles Rams traveled up the highway. They're taking the 5 to the north, and they're going to get off at San Francisco, and they're going to play the 49ers. ChatGPT is selecting the Rams.
As is I am.
Johnny's going with the Rams.
I just don't think the 49ers have enough for the Rams.
I think the Rams offense is clicking. I think Matthew Stafford is playing some really good football right now. Not saying that the 49ers aren't. I think the Rams defense is enough to slow the Niners down. And I think the Rams I think the Rams, have enough offensively to beat the Niners.
Yeah, I'm with you guys, as is Sean. I think the Rams will win. This is going to be a close game, though, I think. Every single time I pick against the Niners, it always bites me, too. So they're always one of those teams I'm hesitant to pick against. But with them having as many injuries as they have, there is rumors that maybe Purdy comes back this week. So that could be something. But even if he does come back, he could be rusty. So yeah, just the Rams have a ton of weapons, and I think that the defense will get the job done as well.
And this week in one of my fantasy leagues, I'm starting Matthew Stafford and CMC, so I want a blazing shootout. I don't ultimately, I really don't give a crap who wins,
Yeah,
but I can use a nice 20, 25 points out of CMC and, about the same from Matthew. All right, then Sunday night in Los Angeles, the Chargers take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. ChatGPT has selected the Los Angeles Chargers.
it's going to be a tough game. Steelers show they're capable of beating anyone with how they played against the Colts. Now, I do think the Chargers are probably a better team than the Colts, even though the Colts have a better record currently.
Yeah.
I'm still going to pick the Steelers. Sean's picking the Chargers.
I love your team, but I got to go Chargers in this one. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think a field goal is going to decide it.
Me too. I'm just gonna. I think same thing. I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm gonna take the Chargers because they're at home, even though they really don't have a home field advantage when they are there.
Yeah.
Especially, it'll probably be potentially
Your
there could be
thing is
more
LA.
black and gold there than there could be, blue and gold or whatever the hell their colors are.
Nobody cares about the Chargers in LA. And the
Yeah.
crazy thing is, if they do care about football, they care about the Rams.
True. No, you're 100% correct. Then Monday night, Philadelphia Eagles travel to the frozen tundra to Wisconsin to face the Green Bay Cheesehead Packers.
That'll be a good game.
ChatGPT has selected the Packers.
As I will too.
Really? Packers at home.
It's going to be a tough game. I'm going to go with Philly. I'm going to stay in Pennsylvania.
Because Philly just hasn't shown me that they can dominate really anybody.
I like the Eagles in this game. I think they week 8 they went ahead. I think I hope the bye week doesn't help them. They were on the bye last week. But week 8 they went ahead and kind of did some things the right way. I mean, it was against the Giants, so I don't know whether that really matters or not. Um, I think the Eagles got enough to go to Green Bay
I
and
agree the same, Sean.
and beat the Pack. That'd be a fun game to watch Monday night.
I just think at home, Packers got this.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I think to me that's a great way to end the week 10.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
I think
Who plays Thursday night again? Who is that? What game is that?
Steelers Chargers is Sunday night, according to this.
No, Thursday night.
Oh, Thursday night. Sorry, Vegas and Denver.
Okay.
I don't think. Trying to see here. I know sometimes they'll do the flexing, but I don't really see. Normally, we don't see that until a little later in the season. With the games. Like I know, like on week 17, they have 5 games that times are still to be determined, and then on week 18, every game does not have a starting time.
Yeah.
So it will. You're gonna see how everything pans out.
Yeah, should be an interesting week of football, though. Interesting to see how a lot of these things are going to shake out with a lot of the new acquisitions and how players are going to mesh with their new teams. One thing that I was really pleased with this last week was Kyle Duggar, how we traded the Patriots for. He came in his very first game with the Steelers, played 77 out of 78 defensive snaps. So that was huge for us with losing Deshaun Elliott and several other safeties. Like that was awesome. So I'm wondering if any of these new guys that just got traded today are going to kind of step in and do the same thing for their respective teams. I think Sauce Gardner automatically makes the Colts like a much more dangerous team. Like if they had Sauce Gardner, like I feel like they might have been able to DK Metcalf really didn't do nothing against them anyway, but completely take him out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's could be interesting. These trades, I'm surprised at that some teams did nothing. Again, I'm not, personally, like I said, I'm not surprised that the Jets did what they did. I mean, from what I heard, they really didn't. They were entertaining, trades. But like I said, when when somebody comes and offers you 2 first rounders for a cornerback,
yeah,
and a guy who, statistically, he made Pro Bowl his first 2 years, and these next 2 really hasn't, and stuff like that. And there was talk that Aaron Glenn really didn't care for his style of play, from that standpoint. And then I think once Sauce got traded, Quinnen called him up and said, "Hey, I would like to be traded if you can."
Mm-hmm.
I wish we would have done anything. I would have been happy.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. Like, I mean, I'm happy we got Duggar. We signed MVS, Valdez Scantling, the receiver who played with Rodgers before. He looked pretty terrible this year. That's why he got signed to our practice squad. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen them go after one of those, at least tier name receivers or whatnot, and what kind of run we can make at the playoffs this year. But
I would like to see some D-line or some O-line pickups or trades, something there for us. But Adam Peters didn't do anything. Just sat back.
Well, and again, look, we're not 100% sure of who was available. There's still a bunch of teams that are a little bit in the hunt and everything, and there might be guys that thinking the same thing. Like I'm sure. I don't think the Jets. I think Garrett Wilson was probably would have been the only guy that might not have stayed if there were offers. But I mean, to me, they must not have. I would have thought Brees Hall would have been available. They must not have got what they expected. I think I think that is what might have happened in this in this time. There are a bunch of teams that still thinking they have chances and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then other teams that have decent young running backs. You want to go from there. Like I don't know. Like you look at the Browns. They have the kid from Ohio State.
Yeah, Judkins.
They also have like Jerome Ford. You wouldn't have think that a Jerome Ford could have fit in somewhere. Like I thought Kansas City might have tried to make a play for a running back. Hey, Maddie, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Maddie?
And the Browns still have Sanders, don't they?
Yeah, they still have Shador Sanders. He's out. He's listed as out for them. Why? I mean, I'm sure it's a soft tissue injury. I'm sure it's one. Well, I'm sure it's one. Right? Those are the ones you can't prove.
It's an injured toe.
Right? I have a quad strain. I mean,
Yeah, thank you.
you know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell. It's not like you can look at it. I mean, you can see. Oh my gosh, it looks like But like I said, I'm just I'm just surprised. But again, like I said, teams might look and go, hey, I can't run the cupboard, bare. Like you look at the Saints. They could have easily have traded Alvin Kamara and got something. They could have traded Chris Olave and got something. But they might be thinking, look, right now we own the number 1 pick. If for some strange reason Arch Manning decides, hey, I want to leave because I know I can go play for the Saints, what my grandfather did, you don't want to have the cupboards completely bare.
Right.
You don't want him, you don't want him throwing to a bunch, a bunch of UDFAs or turning around and handing it off to UDFAs. I mean, I'm not saying those guys are, none of them can become, really good players, but you gotta keep a little something.
Yeah, for sure. What do you guys got going on this week with your channels? I know, Michael, you have Collecting Profit tomorrow night.
That's right.
Tomorrow night.
90.
I don't have anything.
Episode 149.
Noise. I'm going to drop a Disney video this week.
Nice.
At Disney or Disney Cards?
No, just at another vlog from Disney when we were there.
Oh, very good.
I still have a couple videos left from Disney.
Nice.
So I'm going to keep dropping them at least once a week, whereas I have time to get them edited and uploaded.
Yeah. I mean, well.
But you got that right, Sean. There is no profit to collecting anymore.
You're not 100%. You're not wrong.
They still look pretty up on the wall.
I mean, not to bring up, but I did notice that Topps dropped Allen and Ginner this year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did pre-orders for it. It's $130 a box. They changed the box up to more like a jumbo box. It looks like
that's what I thought it was. They said it was a hobby box. To me it looked like a retail box.
Yeah, but they got they got the little bar down the center. Still got the 24 packs, but you're down to only 2 hits this year compared to the 3 hits you used to get for the same price. And I was looking on there. Should I get one? I'm like, no. I'll wait till my shop gets to try one. Because I know Dom wants to buy one, so we'll do one together probably and just rip it.
Yeah, I looked at the same thing, man. I was staring at it going, man, if you buy a couple 3 blasters, you're already at, you're already about $90 if you buy, 3 blasters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And is it worth it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I do like the cards. I like the way they look, but I mean, there's just not a whole lot of money in them. It's not like they did back in, what was it, 2018 when they did the crypto card that they did and all that.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
They've done some unique stuff over the years with that set.
They have.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely have. You know, they've done. You know, that's the one. I mean, you think about it, that's really the one oddball set that you could look forward to.
Yeah.
Right, the one that's going to be really different.
For sure.
You know, since you got rid of Gallery and Gypsy Queen and Fire, right? At least that's the one. You know, the one. You know, but.
Because I don't think Update's going to be worth anything this year. Not for what they're asking for hobby boxes, like 200 for hobby, almost 400 for a jumbo. I probably won't even touch it.
I don't know. I don't see what the draw is going to be for Update.
Yeah.
I don't see any. Oh my gosh, rookie that you would need because you can get Nick Kurtz already and stuff like that. I mean, so what are you going to get? To me, Update's going to be more about can you potentially? I mean, well, with Update you could always get a lot of rookies, but again, who cares if they're not going crazy or anything. Tell you one thing is funny. We were out in Arizona, for a wedding, and Saturday night after the World Series, I sold 8 Yamamoto rookie cards.
Not surprised.
Yeah. I was like, ding, ding, ding. I was like,
yeah.
And here's the worst part. I didn't even know I had that many. I had no clue. I'm like, what? This guy bought 3. This guy bought 2. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm done. All of a sudden, bam. I'm like, oh, crap. There's no way I would have 8. Is this one of those eBay things where, somebody had it in their WAG cart or something and both people hit it? Like, I was like, but I actually had all of them.
Nice.
But they were, I mean, $2 cards in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, maybe I could have went ahead and got 3, but I was like, I mean, it's a base card. It ain't like it's anything.
Yeah,
it was nothing spectacular.
Yeah, and you got rid of it at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. I sold on yesterday. I sold a 6-card lot of Don Mattingly because he got a lot of talk over the last 10 days also and stuff. So
sweet.
So next week, let's do the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
But can you make it to where we get to pick first and then let them pick second?
Probably.
So I just want to see how that turns out and see who they pick after we pick ours. Be curious to see how it would work.
I guess you'd have to exclude these players. Probably we have to put in ChatGPT.
Probably, yeah.
Be interesting if they pick the same players we did and go against each other.
Well, it was funny. I wasn't paying attention when I did the the AI for the for the games this week. And I wasn't paying attention. And I typed it into, I just typed it into Google before going like that. And what is it? Gemini, I guess, is their AI.
Yeah.
So you too, Sean. Have a blessed night,
Take
buddy.
care,
Thanks
Sean.
for hanging out.
Appreciate you.
Between Gemini and ChatGPT, the only game they picked different was Gemini picked the Patriots over the Buccaneers. ChatGPT picked the Buccaneers over the Patriots. I was saying all the other games, they were all the same.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Well, you guys heard it here first. We're going to be going up against the Philadelphia Eagles next week. So comment some players down in the comments of this video who you think we should pick going into next week because we are going to try to generate that before next show. Anything else you guys want to say before we sign off?
I'm
No,
good.
sir.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate you guys. Till next week. God bless. Take it
Stay
easy.
safe. Treat others how you want to be treated.
Have a